You are born in darkness, not the kind that ends, but the kind that has always been there, cold, slow, endless. A pale shape drifting beneath 1,000 tons of ocean. Your small, translucent body flickers like something half real. You are a ghost shark, a chimera, the strange cousin of sharks and rays. You never knew your mother. You never will. She laid her egg deep on the seabed months ago, sealed it in a leathery case shaped like a spindle, and left it among the rocks to face whatever would come. When you hatch, no one greets you. The world is made of whispers, slow currents, shifting sand, the dim glow of bioluminescent plankton. You move awkwardly, fins trembling, your long whip-like tail coiling and uncoiling behind you like a nervous thought. You breathe water through your gills, and it feels like inhaling time itself. Up above, light exists, but it never reaches you. Down here, in the twilight zone of the sea, sunlight is a rumor. You sense only pressure and movement, distant vibrations that tell you when something is coming. Your eyes, pale and glassy, are tuned not for color, but for the ghostly shimmer of faint light bouncing off scales and shells. You drift through the slow ballet of the abyss, learning the shape of hunger. There are few things smaller than you, and even fewer slower. You learn to lunge, a quick flick, a bite, a release. The prey never sees you coming. You feel the world not through sight, but through the faint electric fields every living thing gives off. That's your sixth sense, a power older than bones, one that your kind evolved before dinosaurs ever walked the land. Yet, beneath that gift is a curse. You are born in a place that forgets you as soon as you move. Every sound is swallowed, every scent dissolves. You are a thought that never echoes. And then, one night, if night even means anything here, you sense something vast passing in the distance. A shadow too large, too deliberate. The ocean itself seems to flinch. For the first time, you know fear. Fear becomes your first teacher. It comes not in moments, but as a rhythm, the slow pulse of something bigger gliding just beyond sight. It teaches you to listen to absence, to sense the silence that follows movement. When you feel it again, you dive low, flattening your body against the seafloor's cold mosaic of sand and bone. The shadow drifts by above, slow, heavy, ancient. A six-gill shark, its mouth like a broken gate. You survive because you are invisible, and because the world below has no mercy for what hesitates. Days, or maybe centuries, pass. Down here, time doesn't measure itself in sunlight or moons. It flows like silt, invisible but everywhere. You feed on small crustaceans, worms that wriggle through the mud, fragments of things that were once alive. You learn to taste decay, to find life in the aftermath of other deaths. Your body grows pale and sleek, your mouth forming a strange, beak-like shape that can crush shells with a sound like distant thunder. Sometimes, the ocean brings gifts. A dead fish drifts down from above, its silver fading to gray as it sinks. You smell it before you see it, a metallic sweetness spreading through the dark. You circle it slowly, suspicious. The deep teaches you this. Every easy meal hides a mouth bigger than yours. The pressure presses against your bones, constant and patient. It doesn't crush you, not yet. Instead, it sculpts you, makes you slow, silent, efficient. You learn the geometry of movement, how to twist through water with minimal resistance, how to vanish before a predator's eye even registers motion. But survival isn't triumph here, it's repetition. The same cold hunger, the same blind search. You are a ghost in a graveyard made of motion. You start to sense the strange calm of it all, a stillness that feels like eternity, but is really just indifference. Then one night, the ocean flickers. A light, artificial and wrong, sweeps across the seabed. You freeze. It isn't the moon. There is no moon here. It's something descending, humming, blinking, mechanical. You don't know the word for it, but it will define your extinction. You grow older, though the word doesn't mean what it does on land. Down here, growth is not measured in seasons or years, but in how much of you has been worn away. Your skin turns ghostly white. Your fins lengthen like tattered silk. The cartilage in your jaw hardens into something strong enough to split crabs in half. You become less a child of the ocean and more a part of it, a drifting relic of an age before the continents took their shape. You roam the ridges where volcanic vents breathe black smoke into the cold. There is beauty there, surreal gardens of tube worms and blind shrimp glowing faintly in chemical light. You move through them like a shadow between dreams, both predator and pilgrim. In this world, the rules are simple: eat or disappear. And yet, beneath that simplicity, something ancient stirs. You find another of your kind, a female, older, larger, her fins etched with scars from unseen wars. You circle her slowly, careful not to touch. There is no tenderness in your world. Mating is a ghostly dance, wordless and fleeting. Your kind meets only to ensure the cycle continues. You know it will be brief, mechanical, and silent, the closest thing to intimacy that your species is allowed. When it's over, she vanishes into the dark, leaving only faint ripples behind. You linger, half in awe, half in melancholy. The act feels less like connection and more like obligation. You begin to wonder, if a life exists only to reproduce itself, is it truly alive? Above you, the deep trembles again with the pulse of foreign machines. Submarines, drones, drilling rigs, their metal hearts vibrating through the water. You don't understand their purpose, but you feel their intrusion. The sea grows warmer, the currents shift, and a taste of oil replaces the clean bitterness of salt. You follow the heat, thinking it might lead to more prey. Instead, you find dead zones, fields of lifeless shells, sediments coated in black dust. The vents no longer breathe, the shrimp no longer glow. You swim through it all like a memory no one wants to keep. Something inside you changes, not your body, but your awareness. You sense the shape of a threat you can't see or fight. It's not a predator, it's a pattern, and it's spreading. The pattern becomes inescapable. You feel it in the water. The vibrations no longer random, but rhythmic, mechanical, endless. Drills hum through the crust, cables sprawl across the seafloor like metal roots, and the once silent abyss now thrums with human pulse. You don't know the word, progress, but you feel its consequences in your bones. The ghost shark was never meant to know noise. Your world was one of whispers, a sanctuary of stillness and echo. But now, the deep roars. Low-frequency sound waves rattle through your skull, confusing the electric sense that once guided you. Every hum feels like hunger, every echo feels like prey, until you can no longer tell the difference. You lunge at ghosts, chasing static. Your prey disappears. The small crustaceans flee to colder depths. The worms vanish into poisoned sediment. The heat from distant pipelines alters the current, drawing toxic blooms where there should be calm. You find yourself wandering through chemical clouds that burn your gills, the taste of oil clinging to your tongue like memory. And still you move, because stopping means dying. That's what the deep has taught you. Movement is faith, but the faith falters. You encounter a foreign thing again, a net, vast and invisible, drifting downward from the surface. You brush against it and feel its bite. The more you struggle, the tighter it clings. Synthetic threads dig into your fins, slicing through soft cartilage. You twist, thrash, spiral. Nothing works. You are pulled upward. Pressure drops. Your eyes swell. Your organs shatter like glass. The world grows brighter, unbearably bright. A punishment for ever leaving the dark. You see shapes above the surface, massive and loud, their hulls bleeding oil and sound. You are no longer in your world. You are in theirs. When they drag you aboard, you are barely a body. The air burns your gills. Someone in a yellow suit calls you. Catch! They don't know you've lived for decades in silence. They don't know your kind predates their civilization. They don't even know what you are. You are photographed, measured, discarded, and as your body slides back into the sea, lifeless, the water feels different, warmer, thicker, quieter, but not in the way you remember. The deep no longer belongs to the ghosts. You sink again, but this time there is no pulse in you, only motion. Your body drifts downward through the same silence that once nurtured you. It feels almost merciful. The weight of the ocean folds you into itself, pressing you back into anonymity. You return to where you began, to the black plains of the deep that remember nothing and forgive everything. Yet, in death, you finally see it, the pattern of all things. The way every creature is born into a cycle too vast to understand. You existed in the dark, and the dark existed in you. Your hunger, your fear, your stillness, they were not mistakes but expressions of the same law that governs galaxies and dust alike. Survive until you can't. But survival, you realize now, is not the same as living. You never saw the sun, never tasted warmth, or choice or meaning. You were born to drift, a relic from an age that refused to end. And when the new world came with its lights and noise, it didn't destroy you out of malice. It simply forgot to notice you were there. Maybe that's what it means to be a ghost. to exist unseen, not because you are dead, but because the living no longer look deep enough to find you. You were never the monster, never the threat. You were the memory of a quieter world, swallowed by one that could no longer hear itself think. Somewhere above, another egg case settles into the sand. Another small, translucent shape will hatch in the cold. It will breathe in the darkness and flicker for a while, mistaking that faint shimmer for hope, and the ocean will continue, slower, emptier, but pretending nothing has changed. Because even the ghosts must keep moving. The last light fades, and the sea exhales,